Greetings, YouTube! The doctor is in! Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Marvel Contest of Champions. And today we are looking at the words that came out of Kabam Mike's mouth since the initial post in the thread about the Hercules Nerf, because he represents everything above him. That is, he represents MCOC, Kabam, and Netmarble. Remember, Netmarble is the company that owns Kabam. Is he costing Netmarble money? Stay tuned to the end for details on how you can contact Netmarble and Kabam about this poor display of customer service and about how you can file an official, let's say, constructive criticism complaint. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or comment. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when I've got another video out and you know when I'm live. First off, I want to say, do not dox Kabam Mike. Let me repeat that. Do not dox Kabam Mike. That's not what this is about. That is not going to lead to any cogent solutions and is, in my opinion, a despicable practice. So do not do it. The best way to do this is to look at this as a customer complaint. You are providing constructive criticism back to the business. Particularly, this centers around brand messaging. And we are all getting very contradictory brand messaging from a member of the Kabam staff. So, Netmarble and Kabam, but mostly Netmarble, need to understand some basic principles of in the world that I come from, OPSEC, or operational security, particularly when it is connected to their business and their brand and brand messaging. It seems to me like they have an employee who is just doing whatever they want and saying whatever they want, and it doesn't seem like it is controlled, it is reviewed, and it fits within the brand messaging for their company that has a successful business model. So I'm going to reiterate this. We are going to frame this like a customer providing constructive criticism back to a business, a customer complaint. If you go to a business and an employee of that business shortchanges you, gives you a poor attitude, doesn't get your order right, then you make a complaint. You call for the manager and you make a complaint, because that really is the only reason that you're going to change those particular type of business practices, and that's what these are. These are business practices. The business is there, and that is Kabam and Netmarble are there to make money. And they want to make their customers happy because that's the only way they make money. If we're happy, we're going to go into this game and we are going to spend our money. If we are not happy, which I am currently not happy, we are not going to spend our money. So that is the whole framework for this. So why are we complaining? Well, Kabam Mike's attitude towards the customer. And let's take a look at that attitude and his interaction with the customer base, because that's who we are. We are all customers. If you have ever spent a dime on this company, then you are a customer of Kabam and Netmarble. And I'm going to keep saying that because Kabam is not its own business entity. It is owned by Netmarble. So are his responses being reviewed by the management of Kabam and Netmarble? Should they be reviewed? Question mark. And is he going to cost both companies money based off of his kind of disingenuous, contradictory statements that have come out that have really upset a lot of the customers of this game? So let's take a look at where this started. And this started here with this original post that Kabam Mike put on, and it is in response to a customer. I'm not going to call it a player. I'm calling it a customer from now on. A customer who asked if Hercules was getting nerfed after 8.4 was going to be released. And this customer put that out on the forums to see if someone from Kabam would answer that, because there was some very, I would say, loose messaging that came out on a live stream several weeks ago about this, where some Kabam employees Kabam Mike being one of them, exercise their opinions about what they think needs to happen for the game, which may not necessarily be within brand messaging and may not necessarily be within the best interests of the business model for the game, in that, does it make customers happy or not? Does it bring customer satisfaction and customer service? And so there were, I guess there were some things going around on Reddit, and this came out, long stream of forum posts, and finally Kabam Mike comes on and he says, we do want to nerf Hercules. So when he says we, does he mean him, or does he mean Kabam and Netmarble? Because when he uses the word we, he speaks for the company. And when he puts something on this forum, he speaks for the company, whether he likes it or not. Anytime he opens his mouth or puts his fingers on the keyboard and types something, he represents Kabam, MCOC, and Netmarble, period. And no, we do have freedom of speech, but there are consequences to saying things that you probably shouldn't say within the confines of the mission of your work or your company or whatever. You know, you could say whatever you want, but you may not find yourself employed anymore. So we do want to nerf Hercules, and there is no limit. There is no time limit on when that can happen. That said, he keeps on using the word we have no plans for that at this time. So again, nowhere do they say we are not going to nerf Hercules. That does not happen here. That plain sentence doesn't happen. We will continue design around him for now, or figure out solutions like we have for Magic and Quake, such as limiting his rarity or adding more nodes that negate immortality. So no, Herc is not getting nerfed yet. So he puts the word in yet. That changes the meaning of that sentence drastically. Also, it would not be bad for the MCOC economy. It would only do good. I disagree with that, but that is what it is. So this is what started this off. So I put a thread in. I said, real classy, put this out there, and then closed the thread. So you'll notice that he put this out and then closed the thread immediately. So he put it out at 12:28, and then 5 minutes later he closed the thread because he knew what was going to happen, and he didn't want people to start chiming in. He didn't want customers to immediately start their customer complaints. He wanted to shut down customer complaints. Well, so I put a thread out. I said, real classy, put this out there, and then close the thread off immediately. If Kabam goes back on their word and nerfs Hercules, and yes, they, that is the employees of Kabam, many of them have come out many times and said they are not going to touch Hercules. I will not be a player in this game anymore. He is not part of the rebalancing system. He has been out way longer than that, and I'm referring to the word yet up here. Do you all realize how much trouble this has started online? Do you realize that Kabam Mike needs to be reined in? He does. I mean, his messaging, I don't think, is following the business brand messaging and business model for Kabam and customer service and customer satisfaction. You're selling a product to customers, and the customers need to be satisfied. Yes, the product that you need to sell, can't be that everybody succeeds. It's a game. We understand. But people spend money on this. This is a business transaction. So Kabam Mike responds. I put this out at 7:09, 41 minutes later. Champions do not need to be part of the rebalance program to have adjustments made to them. That's perfectly fine. Yep, I got that. This has been clear for several years. However, in the response that you guys put out in the rebalancing program, it was to be transparent. And just saying that we can do whatever we want whenever we want. And again, Kabam Mike is speaking for MCOC as a whole, Kabam as a whole, and Netmarble as a whole in this, because it's in this forum that's on a company's site. He's saying that they can do whatever they want whenever they want. That's not in line with good brand messaging, good customer service, and good customer satisfaction. Please read the whole part where we say that we are not nerfing Hercules and don't have any plans to. Yet. I'm gonna highlight that. We have been saying that Hercules needs to be nerfed for several years now. When he says we, does that mean the president of Kabam says that Hercules needs to be nerfed? Because he seems to be the one that makes these decisions. We have been saying this nerf for several years now and have not made any changes to him. Yes, I know you have not made any change to him, but you keep saying we. So again, it is this Kabam employee who is speaking for the entire company and the CEO of Kabam and the CEO of Netmarble. All right. So then this morning at 10:57 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this was last night. This was yesterday on January 27th. This is this morning. And this was a poll that was put out that somebody put on the threads, and as soon as Kabam Mike could get in here, he got in. He said, we did not say that it is in our plans. Well, you did, because you said yet. And there is no time limit. So, and you're saying that you want to. We want to. We, the CEO of Kabam and the CEO of Netmarble, want to do this because you are speaking for them. We did not say that it is in our plans. In fact, quite the opposite. I specifically said, now he uses the word I. I specifically said that we don't have any plans to. Yet. He left out the word yet. And then he closed this down. Completely closed this thread down. And then he went on Twitter. Now, Kabam Mike says on Twitter that his statements on Twitter are not representative of Kabam and Netmarble. They're his opinions because it's his Twitter page, but it says at Kabam Mike. And again, whether he is on here or on the threads, it doesn't matter. He is interacting with customers and thus should act as if he is interacting with customers. And he should act as if he is interacting on customers on the behalf of the company to make money, to provide customer satisfaction and customer support. And all of these statements that I'm going to go through are massively contradictory. So he says, none of this is true. We never said that we wouldn't nerf champs released before 2023, but they did because the rebalancing program came out in 2022 and have been explicit that we can and will change any champion we want at any time. Now, he says that his opinions on here are not representative of Kabam, MCOC, and Netmarble, and they're his opinions, but he keeps using the word we, meaning he is speaking for his leadership structure. It has been in the terms of service since you first downloaded the game. So again, this guy, Gabriel McCann, I don't know who this guy is, but he said, he put out in January 22nd, this does not affect older champions, but those coming starting in March. So the rebalancing program does not affect older champions. Remember, Herc came out in July of 2021, about 6 months before they announced the rebalancing program, which this was from January 2022. Rebalancing program started in March of 22. So again, he says, doesn't affect them. And this doesn't mean that we won't nerf older champions. That means that the current rebalancing program wouldn't affect those champions. But isn't that how you change current champions, is through the rebalancing program? Second one, so this one was at 6:27, 7:30, same thing. That was a response. At 10:56, so he was up. This is 10:56 Eastern Standard Time, so he's about 3 hours behind this. So this would have been 7:56, so almost 8 o'clock. Read what I said, and you'll see that we're doing exactly what you're saying. Yet. Again, yet. The same thing I said about Quake and Magic. We wanted to balance Quake for as long as we can remember. Is it inarguably the right thing to do? Yes, it is arguably something we should do. Probably not. Weave. Again, he keeps using that word we because Kabam Mike, even though this is his Twitter, and he says he speaks as an individual and doesn't represent Kabam, MCOC, or Netmarble keeps using the word we, meaning he is representing their leadership. The reaction to saying we are not nerfing Hercules is quite strong. To be clear, that is what I said. No, that is not what you said. You said we are not nerfing him yet, to imply that today you are not doing it, but tomorrow it could happen. So it is not an if, it is a when statement. We are not doing it and have no plans to. Is he broken and should be balanced? Absolutely. Should we actually do it? Debatable. Do we plan to do it? No. That is what I said. No, you said, do we plan to do it yet? So, again, he uses the word we a lot in here, meaning he is speaking for the leadership of Netmarble, Kabam, and MCOC. It is literally the same right to modify older champs that result in these buffs, and you will not have one without the other. There is no debate here. There is no space for opinions. It is factual. We have reserved the right to both from the start, and most players know that. I want you to take this word player, and I want you to insert the word customer service. Every time you see the player, I need you to put the word customer service in and see that he is talking to customers this way. We are the customers. We are spending money on this game. We are engaging in a business interaction with Netmarble, Kabam, and giving us our money in exchange for entertainment. And again, Kabam mics up to about 11 o'clock. So he was up pretty late. So he is saying that there is no space for opinions from customers. I'm going to add from customers. That is the implication in there. He does not want to hear your opinion as a customer. He does not want to hear your satisfaction or dissatisfaction. And then 213 is a little bit, I won't do it because we are going to move forward the same way we have, reserving the right to modify any champ at any time. If we ever decide that an old champ needs a change, buff, or nerf, we are going to do it because we can. Again, he is speaking for the leadership. And then 2:30 a.m., so this is about 11:30, I believe. The idea was that I know that the quote was taken out of context or was just causing more panic than intended. No, it was not taken out of context. You wrote what you wrote, representing Netmarble, Kabam, and MCOC, and you upset a lot of customers. This way, anybody that wants to quote, tweet, to share thoughts is going to share rationalization. All right. So now I want to talk a little bit about so you can see in there, let's go back through this. You can see in here how this started, and then this representative of Kabam and Netmarble changed and shut down discussion, didn't want to hear from the customer, and changed again. All right, so if you want to file a constructive criticism to the company, then these are the ways that you can do that. If you go to the Kabam website, there is a contact area here. If you hit the contact press, it will lead to an email address that you can send an email to Kabam. to Kabam. And I just want you to understand that. This is the CEO of Kabam. This is his public LinkedIn page. He has a message here. Just keep in mind that if you do message him, that have to do it through LinkedIn. And he is Seong-Wan Lee. He lives in Beverly Hills, obviously. Anybody can get on that. That's public. If you can type his name into Google and it'll come right up. Kabam has a Twitter page. You can post something at Marble Champions, and most likely somebody at Kabam and Netmarble will see this. If you go to the Netmarble site, if you hit contact us, it goes nowhere. But if you hit business inquiries, it will go to an email address, and you can send them an email address. And finally, Netmarble has a Facebook page, and you can message them on that Facebook page. and I am sure that will go somewhere. And finally, Netmarble also has a Twitter page, and you can post on Twitter at Netmarble and they should be able to see it at that point. So that is pretty much all I've got. I love this game, and I want to see great things for the game. And the game was in a really good place, until a couple of weeks ago. We had the build up for Necropolis and new champs, and we've had the new Alliance quest raids come in, all great stuff. Necropolis, awesome, new. I like the new progression title, Valiant. All of the new kind of champs that have come in, the nerf to revives. Okay, I got it. I understand that we all understood that was going to happen. But this kind of interaction is just a big downer, where we're just being, as customers, we are being dictated to, and that is not cool. Again, we are entering into a business interaction with Netmarble and Kabam for the receipt of entertainment and customer satisfaction. And customer satisfaction leads to sales. That's as best as I can say. And they have an employee who is not empowering that brand message, business model, and customer satisfaction. I just think people need to use their speech and use these avenues in which they can go forward and address this kind of stuff. Because I don't think that Kabam Miike is actually talking for the company. I think he's talking for himself. So, again, I love this game. I want to see it move forward, and I want to see it move forward constructively. And I want to see things like this taken out, and I want to see great things happen, like Necropolis, like Road to the Crypt. Those were awesome. In response to all this, I am not a free-to-play player. I will not be spending money on this game for at least 1 week. And that could get longer if behavior like this continues and the business continues to treat its customers the way that it is. All right, that's all I got for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.